For all of the Game Dev TV courses, whenever an instructor makes a change to anything in the project, they commit that to the repo. What does that mean? Well, what I'm looking at here is the repository for the obstacle course sectioned within the Complete Unity 3D course. This is a course that I've created. That's why I'm showing it to you as an example. This might not be the course you're going through at the moment, but I'm just using this as an example to show you. We host our repository either on GitLab or GitHub. They're both very similar. The interface is a little bit different. I'm showing you GitLab at the moment because that's what we're using nowadays, but some of our older projects might be using GitHub as the place that it's storing things. And so you've clicked on the link in the resources section that says this lecture's GitLab commit or this lecture's GitHub commit. So you found that in the resource against the lecture. You've clicked on it. It'll take you to something like this. It'll show you the name of the lecture. That should match up to the particular lecture you're watching at the moment. And you can see all the changes. So there's a lot of gobbledygook in here that you don't really need to know about. Particularly here in Unity, there's a lot of things that'll change within the scene that don't necessarily make sense. Usually what you're going to be interested in is what has changed within the code. So you can see here the .cs file within Unity, that's the script file. And I can see nice and clearly that the red line is something that's been removed. So we remove that line of code, and the green line is something which has been added. If you're interested in a file that's not within the ones that have changed, then you can click on Browse Files up in the top right, or Files over in the left-hand side of your menu. So you click on Files, that will show you here are all the files from the entire project as it finishes up. So this is the finished state once I've recorded all of the lectures, and this is the entire project. So if you want to go and grab the entire project as it looks at the end, check it out, play around with it, not a problem. Up in the top right, you'll see a download button. You can click on that and download as a zip file. Or if you already know a little bit about how repositories work and you've set yourself up with an application such as SourceTree, which I've got just here. This is an example of SourceTree. You can click on clone and clone that. I'm not going to go through that exact process at the moment. If you want to know a whole bunch more about using Git, then check out Ben's Git Smart course. That's all about using Git and GitHub and SourceTree, and it's a great source to know more about using source control for your own projects. But for now, I'm just showing you how to get access to our projects that we're changing as we go through the lecture. And you can do that just by clicking on download. Now that will, like I said, download the end state of the project. I'm just going to hit back on my browser to take you back where we were. This is the incrementing a score. This is the link that I got against the lecture. If I click Browse Files over here now, I can see the files as they are at this point, up to this point in the project. It won't show me the end state. It won't have any spoilers. It's just up to where I am in this part of the project, which might be what you need. You can navigate through, say, to assets and find one of the other scripts, or if there's any other art files you're looking for, etc., you can find those within here. I might want to have a look in this file, click on that. When I click on it, it'll show me this entire file, all the information. I might say, oh, that looks really different to mine. I can just highlight all this and copy it and paste it into my project. So if you get really stuck, you can always go and grab our code that we're working on in the lecture, in the project that we've already recorded. You can always go and grab that code. Okay, back into the project. I've shown you how to access the current lecture. What if you're looking for a previous lecture or a future lecture? I can click over on here for history, but that will only show the history up to this point because it's within the context of my current commit. And you can see this commit SHA in here. This is the big old string of numbers and letters that says this is the particular commit that relates to this particular project in this particular course for this particular company. That's all cool. But I'm looking for all of the commits. So instead of clicking on history over there, I'm going to over on the left-hand side, click on commits. That will show me all of the commits up to this point once again. So if I navigate my way up to the top and find obstacle course for the project, that will take me all the way to the highest level. Now click up here where it says 17 commits up at the top. That will show me the history as well. So there's a few ways to get to things. If you're in GitHub, not GitLab, then be resourceful and have a look for the same names of things. You're looking for history, you're looking for commits, and you're looking for to be able to download or browse files if that's what you would like to do. Okay, that's all for this quick introduction of accessing our projects. I look forward to seeing you in an upcoming video.